Hello, this is John Keedwell again on video number 2 for the making moving pictures on a DSLR with your stills camera. My name is John Keedwell. I have the Epix Academy and the Epix Vision Academy, and with no further ado we shall go straight onto it. First of all, we have to look at actually who you are watching this video now, and this may seem a bit of a strange question, who are you? But you probably fall into one of these next categories. You've never used a DSLR camera. You may have used a camera before. Obviously most people use a camera in some description or other, but you need to have advice before you buy. Well, you're in the right place here. I can actually save you a lot of money on buying a DSLR camera or other camera. The second possibility is you're a keen cinematographer who wants to make a movie, but you don't have a budget particularly, and the camera you have is capable of shooting video. That's you. You may be a pro camera crew. The director or cinematographer wants you to help them shoot video or a movie, and you want to know more about it. I'm not going to tell you every single thing about shooting a video on a DSLR camera. I can just tell you some of the pitfalls and some of the good points of shooting on DSLRs. And you may be a semi-pro photographer or a professional with a DSLR, and you want to learn the language of video and how different it is to still photography. And I have a lot of people who actually come to me. I have a very good photographer friend of mine who hasn't really got an idea about video, because it is a different language. It's not just a series of moving pictures, actually it's a whole different language. So that's probably one of your categories. As you can see on the top right of the picture, it's not about being better than somebody else, it's actually about being better than you were yesterday. All the things you're about to learn on this video and the other series of videos are skills you can learn, and nobody knew this when they were born. So if you don't know the answer to a question, that's not a problem. Get hold of me afterwards and we can talk about it in maybe the Academy or the Epix Vision Academy. I think the first question is, what are you actually going to do with the camera? Before we get on to the specifics of shooting on video, what are you actually going to do with it? Obviously it depends on the answers to previous questions. Is it a hobby? Is it commercial film? Is it a movie, documentary? Is it pop promo maybe? How are you going to release it? How are you going to make it into a video? How are you going to edit it? Is it just for web only, or will it be on a 4K projected cinema? And if you don't know what 4K projection is, I will get to that in a later video. But for now, it's basically high resolution video that's suitable for cinema and also television nowadays. But the big question is, what are you trying to say with your camera? And that is a big question. So there are many camera choices. There's the small one you see here, and this is actually genuinely a working camera. And there's the Red Dragon, which is a 6K capable camera on the right. So which one do you like? Do you want the small one? Obviously it's a low resolution. Do you want the small one, or do you want it to be very small, very high resolution? Well, unfortunately, you can't have both. One is a trade-off. The Red camera is a video camera very capable of doing a great deal, many things for the future and now, but you wouldn't necessarily want to do a webinar with them, for example. It's a little bit overkill. So we're picking the camera for the actual thing you actually want to do. Sometimes the camera left on the fingernail will be actually too small, and the camera on the right will be too big. So picking up something in the middle of those two. And what do you actually need it to do? What do you actually want it to do, and what you actually need it to do for this particular production? Now, sometimes you'll shoot with a video camera and the use will change after you've shot it, so you want to shoot on as high as possible. Ultimately, do you want to blend in with a documentary like you're shooting stills, or do you want it to be the very best quality and down-res it afterwards? Now, that's obviously comes with a cost of data storage. Obviously, these two cameras and many in between come with different levels of expense, form factor and complexity. We move on. This was a very short video. This explains the choices for your cameras. I'll go to in video number 3. I'll go to this and explain the choices you have. In the meantime, if you want to look at the Epix Vision Academy, I do hundreds of articles about cameras, motion control, green screen, and that's a subscription site. The Epics Academy at the top is a hands-on course I hold around the world, mainly London, but I have courses around the world. And if you want to get hold of me, there's my email at the bottom of the screen now.